Planet Vero Studios, brought to you by Evergreen Media, creating cohesive marketing campaigns. Evergreen Media in Vero Beach.
Grit and Grace, featuring ambitious and inspirational small businesses in Indian River County, exploring their pursuit of success and how we can continue to help them thrive. And now your host, Sarah DePardo.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Grit and Grace. I'm Sarah DePardo, your host. I am so excited this week to bring to you someone who is passionate and has a love for our community, and she is going to be highlighted with her success, her story, and how we can continue to help her to thrive. So today we have Ashley Barker from Therapeutic Wellness and Mobility. Hi, Ashley.
Hi.
Also known as Ash. So when did you become a massage therapist?
So I became a massage therapist 6 years ago. Whenever I first found out that I was pregnant with my daughter, I decided I no longer wanted jobs. I wanted a career to be able to take care of her and take care of the family. And I always was interested in doing massage, just the circumstances weren't right at the time. But whenever I found out I was going to be a mother, I felt like that was time to change things, and I chose to get into massage therapy.
Mm-hmm. I can completely relate to that change because when I was pregnant with my first son, I was a high school band director, and that was like super time consuming, and I loved it, very passionate about it, but it kind of was a reality check of like, I want to actually be a part of my child's life too, so I want to be home more. So I actually switched careers to elementary music, which was a drastic change. Whole new curriculum.
Absolutely.
But worth it, right?
Oh, for sure.
Anyway, with your massage license, you know, like you wanted to change your career, but what made you want to do massage? What was appealing about it?
So I've always loved people, and I love helping people, especially helping people to feel better, take care of them. And for the longest time, I felt like I had to get into the medical field to be able to do that. Yeah. However, I found out that I don't do well with the blood and guts aspect of the medical field. I worked in an IT department for a little bit as well in a hospital. And even that short little stint in like the computer aspect of the medical field, I was like, I just didn't feel like it was clicking. I didn't feel like that aspect of the medical field was right for me. So I kind of put that on the back burner, and I just, you know, got jobs to pay the bills. But I still had that desire to make people feel better. And I worked at Starbucks for about 5 years, and it was almost kind of like disappointing because like you would serve people one day and then they would have a really bad day and come in the next day. And it was like never satisfying work, having that kind of like repetitive, like I'm doing all this work, but like not really seeing anything productive out of my hard work. And when I was pregnant with my daughter, I got my first prenatal massage. And that was like a really big eye-opening moment because I was like, I felt so much better. I felt like I had more energy. I was just like, this is what I want to do. Like, I felt like I could help people, but I didn't have to be specifically like a nurse or a caretaker. I could help people to feel better through manual therapy, through physical therapy kind of aspect of the medical field. And I just kind of, once I started doing it, I was like, yes, this is where I belong.
Nice. I love it. So where have you, in those 6 years you've been a therapist, like where all have you worked?
So when I was in school, I shadowed for a little bit at a chiropractor's office. So I had a little bit of experience in that field. When I graduated from massage therapy school, I started working at a spa. So I actually worked at the Kimpton Hotel in Vero Beach at the White Orchid Spa for quite a number of years. I learned so much there. It was fantastic. I got to do different body treatments. I learned different modalities. And it was a really fun experience because it was just constantly different, constantly changing. And then after a while, whenever my daughter started school, because up until this point, I had total flexibility because my daughter was at home with me and I had, you know, I could work the weekends, I could be off whenever I wanted to, which is another great thing about massage therapy is it's a very flexible schedule. However, when she started school, having that 9 to 5, you know, kind of day job seemed a lot more appealing to me, but I still wanted to do massage therapy. So because my weekends would have been consumed if I had stayed with that particular job, I decided to go off on my own and start my own new adventure as an owner of a business. So I now do traveling massage. So I go to people's homes. I have my table, my hot stones, cupping, all kinds of things that I bring to the person, and I can schedule it during times when she's at school. I can do it, I can even still work on the weekends, but it's at my own, control. So it definitely was a big change for me, but it was definitely worth it.
Gotcha. That's awesome. So you're traveling, house to house. Is there anywhere else that you are like, in person?
Yeah. I just recently got in touch with a chiropractor that I had gotten adjusted from when I was first pregnant with my daughter, Dr. Carter. She owns Orchid Island Chiropractic, and she's fantastic. And she had offered me 3 days a week to come in and work on people. So there I do manual therapy for car accident victims. I also do deep tissue and Swedish at her locations as well.
That's really cool. So you've mentioned a couple of different things already that you offer, cupping and hot stones and Swedish. And is there anything else that you do like during sessions that is special?
Yeah, I mean, every person has different circumstances. Everyone's body is completely unique. And even the same person on a weekly basis is going to have different strains, different stress levels, different issues that arise just because of our environments. Right. So I really like to make each individual session with my clients completely unique to them. Yeah. So sometimes I'll incorporate stretching techniques. I do trigger point therapy as well. I really enjoy the therapeutic side of massage because my goal with each treatment is to help the person to get a little bit closer to balance, both physically and mentally. Massage is a great way for people to unwind. We carry so much stress and our body stores that stress. Yeah. So whenever I do a massage, I really like to give my client that moment that they need to just let go of all of those things that they're holding on to. So sometimes I may see the same client multiple times over the course of a month, and each of those treatments is going to be different because maybe one day they need like a hot stone relaxing treatment, and then one day they may need some stretching or some deep tissue, or maybe they need some cupping. So I like having all those resources that I can bring to the person so that regardless of what their needs are in the moment, that I can provide the best treatment that they need.
I love that about you because, like you said, like every person's different, what they're going through different times of the month, even like day to day, it's all different and what they need. My own experience with Ash here is, has been nothing but wonderful. And I speak from the truth that you really do that, because like my first session compared to like the last session I had with you, like it was different because that's what my body needed. So I appreciate that very much so, and I encourage anybody to use you because, the custom part is what I think is the most important, not just having like a long list of all the things you might offer as a massage therapist. It's making it for that person in that moment so that they can let go and relax. I think that's beautiful. So do you have a way to contact you for a session?
Absolutely. So my phone number is 772-999-8028. That's the easiest way to reach me. I'm available if you call me. If I'm not able to pick up the phone because I am either in a treatment or running around chasing a 3-year-old, feel free to leave me a message. I also have a website. If you search Therapeutic Wellness and Mobility, it should come up. I'm on Google, so you can find me there. I also have recently been doing the Downtown Friday events in Vero Beach. So next Friday, I'll be out there. I do offer chair massage there. So while I do love to do my tabletop treatments, I know that sometimes people aren't available for a whole hour or, things are busy. So I do have the chair there, and it's a great way to get a little bit of relaxation, a little bit of tension released from like the shoulders, the hips, even just in a few minutes. It's really beneficial.
Yeah. No, think that's awesome. And I highly encourage everybody to go to, is it still called Downtown Friday?
I believe so.
Yeah. For as long as I know, it's always been that.
Downtown Friday. It's one of
Everybody's
those.
changing names lately, and I'm like questioning myself. But it is definitely a great event, period, where all kinds of different, booths are there, and food and drinks and entertainment. But definitely an enjoyable part is, being able to sit in a chair with you for a little bit. So check her out. So we've talked before about, different philosophies with massage and especially with like mobility work too, because I know for myself, like I've had massages by many different people in different places in town. Being in fitness and health myself, and it's very important to take care of my body, especially in that way, because like as you know, sometimes Sarah needs to take more rest days. What's that? I'm just kidding. So in order to prevent injury, especially for somebody like myself or anyone who works in something that's physical, and maybe even like an athlete, it's super important, in my opinion, especially that mobility piece. So, everybody, like we said, has a different way of working on massage, but I was just wondering if you had any other thoughts about that, with mobility and stretching. I mean, does everybody do that? Is everybody taught that? Like, how does that work?
I feel like we live in a society where our bodies are simultaneously overused and also underused. Mm-hmm. So sometimes, especially if we work a lot, we get trained to get into like a certain motion and we repetitively do that motion, mm-hmm. which will strengthen certain body parts to accomplish your goal. However, sometimes we feel like, oh, we're tired from work, so therefore I don't need to work out. Right. However, with massage, something that I've found that is extremely beneficial is balancing exercises, mm-hmm. to try to strengthen those muscles that are weakened, so that as I work on certain areas to release them, there isn't going to be a pulling in the opposite direction. Because if you get out of alignment, if you overuse your right arm more than your left, that can pull the shoulders out of alignment, which causes a lot of structural issues and a lot of structural strains. So I definitely feel like taking the time to take care of yourself is highly important. And a couple things that I always recommend. One, I absolutely love salt baths. So like Epsom salt baths are fantastic because they help. The heat helps to loosen the muscle tissue, and then the salts do help with drawing out inflammation. Mm-hmm. That's something I highly recommend to a lot of my clients, especially if they have low back issues with the knees, any kind of issues with the legs. I really like those. Foam rolling is also a great thing to do to stretch and to release the muscles. And no, I don't think that a lot of people are taught like proper techniques for, utilizing all the things that are available to loosen up the body. Yeah. But there are a lot of things that you can do, even just, looking online for stretches to help to stabilize.
That's true.
So, yeah.
We're going to take a commercial break here in a moment, and I would love to continue this conversation talking about different ways of utilizing stretching and mobility, especially with, pairing it with massage. So, see you guys in a few.
Good morning, angels.
No, not that kind of angels. These are honky-tonk angels. Tough, gritty, love good, love bad. Foot-stomping angels. Life stories in the music. The story of three gutsy girls following their dream to Nashville. Over 30 classic country hits. On stage at Riverside Theater starting May 30th. But you don't have to wait. Get your tickets now at the box office or riversidetheater.com.
Advertising is essential. You've got to make people aware that you're there. We can do that with a cohesive marketing campaign from Evergreen Media. Based on your business goals, we'll create a mix of digital advertising on social media sites like Facebook, video advertising on streaming sites like Hulu and Paramount Plus, and supplement them with local TV and radio ads. Build awareness, educate, and inform the public with a cohesive marketing campaign by Evergreen Media. Check out egreenmedia.com or search online for Evergreen Media in Vero Beach.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Grit and Grace. I'm Sarah DePardo, your host, and we have Ashley Barker here from Therapeutic Wellness and Mobility. Hi. And we were talking about you know, different things that you can do to pair with massage to help, you know, with your balance of your body. And we just mentioned, you know, Epsom salt bath, foam rolling, and some stretching. You know, you can find stuff online. But I also want to mention that at Element here in Vero Beach near American Icon Brewery, there's actually a class that's half an hour long that my friend Steven teaches, and it's wonderful. And it's all about stretching and mobility, and all of the stuff he teaches in that class you can actually do at home with just very little things. And you can even use something different, like instead of a stretchy band, you can use a towel or something. But I mean, I think that stretching and mobility and enhancing that massage with it and pairing it is super beneficial for anybody, especially. So I love that you brought those things up. Anything else that you would recommend?
Oh man, this is the first time I feel like I was put on the spot.
Well, you had mentioned, you know, like looking online. How about, is there anybody online that you follow in particular that you feel would be like beneficial for somebody else too?
Absolutely.
As well?
Yeah. So I like to use Instagram. That's like one of my favorite platforms. MoveU is a fantastic company. You can sign up for their courses. They also do like live streams. They have different YouTube videos. And
for anybody?
For anybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And you can look them up. They a lot of it is techniques to teach you how to align your posture. And there's some really great stretching on there, and it's very entertaining. Like they make it like really fun. I love watching them. Another platform, or another one that I follow on Instagram is Muscles in Motion. And that one's really cool in particular because they highlight specific muscle groups. Ooh. So like each week, sometimes they'll have little quizzes, like in this particular exercise, what are the main muscles that are used to create this motion? And so it's like a fun little way for me. I'm like refreshers every week. I'm like, oh, it's this one or that one. And they also have YouTube videos where it's a little more in depth, and you can follow that. So that's another really nice one because they'll show specific exercises to target certain muscles and different stretches as well.
Very cool. So when you first started, you know, 6 years ago, is there anything looking back that you wish you would have known then that you know now?
So some of the things that I feel like I've learned, one, I feel like when I first graduated, I felt like I knew nothing. I felt like it was like this big, like open world of like, I have so many choices to make. Like, which kind of modalities do I learn? What do I want to focus on? Like, am I going to be, you know, more into like, you know, medical massage or the relaxation massage? And then I just feel like big choices came after that. But as far as things that I wish I knew, I think I really wish that I knew my self-worth when I first started, because when I first started feeling kind of overwhelmed and feeling a little inadequate going into like I said, especially like working at a spa where everything is very pristine and very like, you know, elaborate. And I felt like a little underqualified at first, but now looking back, like I wish I would have told myself like, no, you are amazing. You have a fantastic ability to do this. You're intuitive. And I feel like I've learned that over the years, but that is something that I wish I would have had more confidence stepping into my position. But it came with time. And I feel like I learned my self-worth, and I realized like, hey, like I can do a really fantastic job. I just have to like mentally remind myself of like my self-worth.
No, I love that, because I feel like so many, especially women, you know, when we first start a new career or we're opening up a new business or something, that self-worth is like, it's constantly questioned, and that confidence, you know, like you said, it builds, but like we feel inadequate, and, you know, we're working our butt off, and it could be, you know, a little off-putting at first, but like you said, like you're an amazing person too, like your ability to talk to anybody of any age. You know, like Ash works out at the gym that I work at, so
which is fantastic. I love it. Everybody should go to Element.
But it's more than, you know, you being intuitive. It's in addition to that, it's your ability to make people feel comfortable and safe, and like, you know, she might tease me about my really tight hamstrings, but I know she's going to help me with it still. For instance.
Yeah. And I appreciate you saying that, because it can be being the person on the table. There is this, it's like a power differential because you're in a vulnerable position. You know, you're lying on this table and you're trusting me as the therapist to make you feel better.
Right.
You know, trusting me to make you feel comfortable, to be able to really release those specific muscles that can be very tight, can be very tender, can be very painful, but to do it in a safe way that is going to bring you relief. So that makes me so happy that you feel that way because that's always my goal. Like in any treatment, like I want my client to feel safe, to feel comfortable, and to be able to get them to that position so that they can let go, not just physically of everything that's weighing them down, but mentally too, because you need a mental break. And that's what I think massage is so holistic in the sense that the mind and the body working together to let go of all those things that you've been holding on to. So it's very important to me that people do feel safe when they're on my table.
I agree. And as a mom of 2 and a wife, you are busy, you know, not just with work, but with family. And don't you have animals too? Lots of them?
Yes, I have lots of animals. Yeah, we have.
Didn't you just buy like a whole bunch of chickens?
Oh my God. Yeah, so way to call me out, girl. Yeah, so I have 2 dogs, which is pretty normal. And then I also have our little parrot named Penny, who's a crazy at times, but she's very fun. And then I also have my flock of chickens. So I've had 6 chickens for about a year now. And then I recently made a little trip to Tractor Supply and I came home with 3 guinea fowl and 6 more chickens. So I have quite a little farm going on. Like,
love it.
Yeah, it keeps me busy.
At least you don't have to worry about egg prices, right? No.
Exactly. It's been fantastic.
So you're busy, you know, with your farm and your family and your work. I always ask everybody this because I feel as business women and family women that we put ourselves on the back burner so much and so often that sometimes it's really easy to neglect ourselves with our self-care. And I'm not just talking about going and taking a bath. I'm talking about the mental health part of it too, you know, meditation, going to see a therapist, you know, getting on antidepressants if that's what you need. Like it's taking care of yourself and, you know, working on ourselves still amidst all of that chaos and stress. So what are some things that you like to do for yourself that you try to make time for with your self-care or your mental health?
Something that I found, especially over the past year, that has helped me to kind of cope with like just the amount of things that need done is actually going to the gym. That's helped me tremendously. So it's difficult to wake up early and go, but I feel like just having that extra like hour in the morning to like burn off some of the frustration, to burn off some of the energy and clear my mind, because I don't think about anything when I'm exercising. Like I just let go of everything. I just exercise and I always leave feeling great. So between that and I do running at home, I just feel like having, even if it's just like 30 minutes to just like not think about anything, that's really helped me. And then occasionally I'll try to like do something, you know, else. Like tonight I'm going to go get a pedicure with some friends and like just try to make time. And it doesn't have to be like a large chunk of time, but like I said, like even just like 30 minutes, if you have a moment to just like take that time, whether you do meditation or yoga or exercise, like something just for you to let go and not think about everything.
And something else about, you know, going to the gym, I feel like it's really wonderful when people are able to create that rapport, like you and I, you know, and you create friendships, you create like all this space where you're not a massage therapist and you're not a mom, you are just you, and you get to do the dang thing for you, you know, and it's pretty amazing feeling, I think. I'm a little biased, but anyway, but you're going to get a little extra self-care from Salt because they are a wonderful sponsor for our show here. And I have 2 passes for Halo Therapy for you and your hub. And y'all go and enjoy it. Have a little date. You can always go to Nino's or Citrus Grill right next door for some food. But Sarah DePardo Health and Fitness is a sponsor of our show here. If you're interested in a shout out for your business or something, please give me a shout at Sarah DePardo on Instagram or healthyandfitwithsarah.com. Have a nice week, guys. See you in a little while.